All right, the latest coming in from the national capital. The Delhi Lieutenant Governor Najeeb Jung has recommended assembly to be kept under suspended animation. Najeeb Jung had written a letter to the president where he has recommended that assembly should not be dissolved as requested by the outgoing CM of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal. Instead, president's rule should be applied is what Najeeb Jung has requested the president. Now, from here on, the Ministry of Home Affairs, in consultation with the President's House, will send the report to the Law Ministry for further advisory. So, all in all, the big news point coming in from the Lieutenant Governor's office, it seems the Delhi Assembly will be kept in suspended animation. President's rule is what Delhi will be looking at, once again thrown to tumultuous political times. Kamaljeet Sandhu breaking this news on Headlines today, joining us live. Kamal, take us through this breaking news. Can you give us exactly what that content of that letter was? It does seem Najeeb Jung, like we had reported earlier, will ask for president's rule.
Well, definitely the LG's report is with Ministry of Home Affairs, who sought advice from Law Ministry, but that is not all. The Law Ministry, once it gives its report, it will obviously be sent to MHA, but it is the cabinet which is going to be taking place in the evening, which will take a final decision. That means whatever the Law Ministry suggests, after that a cabinet note would be made. Thereafter, it doesn't really mean that the LG's advice is binding on the government. In that sense, it's the cabinet which will take a final call on whether what the LG has said is right or not, whether it should be kept in suspended animation, whether there should be a president's rule lasting up to 6 months. It will be a political call. It will be a cabinet call. The cabinet meeting can take place till late evening. So obviously there are political developments taking place. There are ministers who are out on the weekend, so they will be flying in. They do understand this is an important decision to be taken. So we know there's a cabinet meeting in the evening.
Okay.
And by any time in the next 30 minutes or so, we do expect the Law Ministry to send its report to LG, to MHA.
All right, but political prudence, Kamal, will it will seem that president's rule would be the preferred choice.
Well, definitely. Even the Lieutenant Governor could have written that he plans to really invite the single largest party, which is the BJP, to form the government yet again. But what he's written to the Home Ministry is very clear. There is no single largest party in that sense, that there is no majority, and it looks very unlikely that BJP and Congress could, who are actually sworn enemies, could come together. Even on that ground, we know that that considering these things, he's sent a report to Ministry of Home Affairs clearly saying that the assembly should be kept in suspended animation. He's not gone by the advice of the former outgoing Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, which says to dissolve the assembly to have elections right away. So that sort of report has been sent to Ministry of Home Affairs. So now we do expect Law Ministry to send in that report to MHA in next 30 minutes and the cabinet to take place in the evening.
All right, so all eyes on the cabinet right now. Appreciate you joining us, Kamal. We'll keep coming back to you, but reactions coming in from Delhi Congress unit. Listen in.
देखिए ये तो फैसला राष्ट्रपति जी को और लेफ्टिनेंट गवर्नर को करना है। अब उस निर्णय के अंदर हमारा आपका मानना है कि सही फैसला लिया और जो भी फैसला उनका है वो सबको मानना होगा। क्या साहब आप चाहेंगे चुनाव जल्दी हो दिल्ली में? देखिए कांग्रेस पार्टी चुनाव के लिए हमेशा तैयार है। जब भी चुनाव होगा कांग्रेस पार्टी पूरे दमखम के साथ चुनाव लड़ेगी। लेकिन दिक्कत ये है जब आप चुनाव के तैयार थे तो आपने केजरीवाल को समर्थन क्यों दिया? देखिए बार बार इस बात को हमने कहा है कि जो समर्थन हमने दिया था वो इसलिए दिया था कि जो 18 मुद्दे जिस पर रेफरेंडम का नाटक पूरी दिल्ली में हुआ, 272 वार्ड में जाके जो इन्होंने
All right, that was the Delhi State Unit of the Congress reacting to that bit of breaking news where the Lieutenant Governor Najeeb Jung of Delhi had written to the President. And what we do know and confirm to our viewers is that content of that note has suggested President's rule for the national capital. Najeeb Jung has requested that the Delhi Assembly continues to be in suspended animation. He had three options ahead of him. One was to invite the BJP to try and stake claim to form government, which the BJP has refused. Number two was to abide by the request of the outgoing Delhi Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, where he had requested that the Assembly be dissolved immediately and fresh elections be held. And finally was the choice which he has exercised of President's rule. Of course, we'll keep getting our viewers the very latest. The cabinet will take place later this evening. With that.